What's going on, everyone? This is Jay from Premier Gaming Entertainment, here to bring to you my predictions video for this week's game versus Oklahoma. Before I get started, if you can, please leave a like on the video, as it definitely helps my channel out. Let me know how you feel about the game in the comment section below. Are you confident that we're going to win? Are you worried about this game? Do you think we're going to lose? Let me know how you feel about the outcome of this game in the comment section below. And as always, if you enjoy my content, please definitely subscribe to the channel. So let's get into my predictions about this game. So first and foremost, luckily this game is not the first game of the season, and we were able to play New Mexico. And big shout out and respect to New Mexico for putting up a fight. Actually, during making this video, I was actually watching the replay of the game in its entirety, so I got to see things that not that weren't necessarily shown in the highlights, and stuff that I missed I was able to see. So the New Mexico game was a good kind of warm-up game towards this game. As I mentioned in my previous video, we don't really even know how good New Mexico is. So because of all the new players, the new coaching staff, everything. So kind of basing them off of what they were last year is not entirely fair. So saying that they stink and, quoting all the stats from last year are basically irrelevant. So you just have to kind of see how things play out for the rest of the year to know how good or how bad New Mexico actually is. But in any case, that was a good warm-up game for us to, for Bryce to work on some things, get live game action, be put in pressure situations, run a 2-minute drill, all these different things that, you hate for him to be just thrown out in such a big stage, a night game, away game. You would hate for him that to be his first game ever, in college. So that being said, I'm confident that, even though it's just his second game, that he'll have the confidence to be able to go out there and execute and play. I saw a lot of poise from him. A lot of, I heard a lot of people saying it, but you always think, oh, well, they're just saying that. But no, we saw a lot of, obviously the confidence, but also the maturity and the poise to, run the offense and have the respect of the players and everything like that. So I feel as though, he's going to have a good game. The key to this game to me is for Michigan to be able to maintain the balance they had, both running and passing the football. But more so, I feel as though this may be a game where it comes down to us relying more so on our running game and playing good defense. So hopefully, we always say that we just played it vanilla. We didn't show our hand. We left a lot on the table. We didn't show a lot of the plays that we're holding back for this game. Hopefully that is true, and we see a whole lot more. But this is gonna probably come down to running the football effectively and playing good defense. And I think one of the things that's probably we're going to see in this game that we didn't see in the New Mexico game is, more, because Bryce is a mobile quarterback. They didn't really run him a whole lot in the New Mexico game. I mean, what for? They didn't really need him to do that in order for them to win, but they may need him to do that in this game. So I would look out for, special plays set aside in certain situations where you know, they run him, whether it be a design run or, you know, some sort of read where instead of him handing it off or passing, he keeps it. And, you know, I think that's going to be key because it's going to keep the defense honest and add a new element and wrinkle to, you know, their offense that, you know, keep Oklahoma's defense on its toes. I think if we do that, we have an excellent shot of winning this game. You know, there's a lot of people out there that doubt Michigan, and, you know, it's good. I think that it's great that not only have we started the season being overlooked, but, you know, just in general, people are, you know, not taking us seriously, uh, saying that we're a couple seasons away. And I'm happy for that because it means that we can just fly under the radar. And because of that, you know, the pressure isn't as heavy as, say, like, you know, like the pressure on Arch Manning at Texas, where it's win now, we're the number one team, everyone's anointing him the second coming of Jesus almost. And, you know, all the weight is on his shoulders to perform at a high level. And if he doesn't do it, he's just going to get crushed. And he was crushed. You know, the way it is now for Michigan, the expectations are not there like that. Like, you know, if Bryce does well, that's great. If he doesn't, oh, he's just a freshman and he's learning the ropes, and, you know, it's going to take time. And that'll allow him to just basically work his way into being, you know, the great quarterback that he is destined to be. So I'm happy about that. And, you know, I'm very confident in our ability to win this game. I know it's a road game, it's a night game, but I feel as though, you know, our defense is going to make enough plays to allow our offense to, you know, win this game. You know, I know a lot of people say, oh, it was just New Mexico and pump the brakes and all that. But you got to understand, and I said this in the previous video, yes, it was New Mexico, but look how our offense played last year against teams that were equally as challenged as New Mexico, quote unquote, is this year. It's not like we were tearing it up and, you know, passing for 300-400 yards or anything like that. The offense struggled against even the bad teams. So to see, you know, a vast improvement in production, both, you know, passing the football, the receivers, you know, obviously running the football as well, is a very good sign. It means that you know, we're not going to struggle like we did last year. Defenses are going to have to play us honest. And to be honest with you, from watching the replay, there was a lot of drops, you know, that could have, you know, guys could have made plays. I remember there was one play with Andrew Marshall. He wasn't even looking for the football. And had he just been looking, that was probably a touchdown. So, you know, Bryce's stats for that game should have been better than what they were. He should have passed for at least 300 yards in that game and had a higher completion percentage. But it is what it is. You know, I expect his play to continue to ascend, and I expect Michigan to get this victory. So my prediction for this game is Michigan 24 and Oklahoma 17. That's my prediction. Anyways, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. As always, please leave a like on the video. If you made it this far in the video, Once again, leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about the game. And as always, if you enjoy my content, definitely subscribe to the channel. Anyways, thank you for watching. And as always, go blue.